hey, FYI, it takes a man and a woman to have a child. Where the are the consequences for men? Well, we sort of already talked about this, but I mean, like, it is interesting. Like, a lot of women would say, like, if a guy's like, oh, I don't want to like be financially responsible for, like, let's say a guy has sex with a woman, gets her pregnant. He doesn't want the kid. She wants to keep it. Mm-hmm. What do you tell him? Tough. You're shit out of luck, right? He has no choice.
And then he leaves.
And then he leaves anyway.
There's an entire epidemic of fatherless homes and like men just leaving altogether. Like is there a penalty for a man not paying child support that's meaningfully enforced?
Yes.
No, but is it
actually yes. Okay, hold on.
That's meaningfully enforced.
I know from my dad. Yes.
Yeah, but most.
No. Let me answer that. So actually,
you can go to jail for not paying child support.
In the United States, we have recognized that it is, that it is perhaps even immoral that people should be imprisoned for debts. In the United States, we've done away with debtors' prisons. Mm-hmm. You can't go to prison for an unpaid debt, with the exception of child support payments. So yes, absolutely, if you get behind on your child support payments, absolutely, you will be sent to, I don't know if it's, you get hit up with contempt, but you will be sent to jail
for not paying child support.
If you don't pay child support.
But will you be? No.
Most men who are not paying child support.
No, look it up. Ryan, do you really think that the majority of men who fail to pay child support are getting the jail penalty, or are they getting a slightly smaller penalty?
How many people are what?
Incarcerated in the U.S.
Yes.
For non-payment.
Sure. If one only considers the substantial cost of incarceration, it becomes a very expensive. Nonetheless, according to one estimate, 50,000 people are incarcerated in U.S. prisons and jails for non-payment of child support. And is that at any given time, or is that over, like, perhaps you get 30 days in jail or something?
I wonder, compare that to the amount of people not paying child support.
In any case, let's say it's 50.
Number
that would be eclipsed by the number. So there's 50K in jail for that currently, but how many men are not in jail for non-payment? Their penalty is substantially less?
The government has very strong reach to enforce child support. Now, there's jail, for example. They can garnish your wages.
Yeah, that's typically how they collect most child support.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like if there's a child support ruling against you, even if you don't willingly pay, the government will strongly pursue all avenues to collect your money, whether that's from a tax return, whether that's through wage garnishment.
Well, and also some men don't pay child support because I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is up to the woman to seek out child support from the man. So if they just leave and the mom doesn't want to deal with it, talking from personal experience.
There's an entire number of women who don't even bother pursuing it because they think it's going to be pointless too.
Well, yeah, but it is a law to pay child support is the point.
Well, the government has very capable resources to allow them to collect on behalf of the mother. And yes, there are absolutely, again, we've done away with debtors' prisons with the exception of child support payments.
I mean, I'm not a carceral feminist. I don't think they should be. I don't think the penalty for non-payment of child support should even be jail.
Well, it is. But it is. There's 50,000 men.
Yeah, but we have to compare that to the amount of men not paying child support. And then on top of that, I do believe that, I mean, baked into being a single mother is usually, higher rates of poverty, not being able to afford as much. So for you to even get child support, you have to bring it to the court, which then becomes a question. How many women are like, I'm not going to go through this court process. It might be expensive getting a lawyer. I'm already a single mother.
You don't need a lawyer.
I mean,
the government is actually, I think, to some degree incentivized to do this, but you literally just go to court. Yeah. It's probably you fill out a bit of paperwork, and there's like social workers who will do everything for you to try to get child support. So you don't need a lawyer to do it.
To my understanding is if the guy starts contesting it or starts saying like, no, like this isn't, then that's going to become a whole legal battle. Right? No. If the guy's just going to be like, no, yeah, I accept it. But if there's like contention going on there, then that could add like a bunch more, labor on multiple fronts. And that's why like a lot of women don't
do you think more
contest it though? He has to pay it.
What do you mean contest? Contest like basically, oh no, like I should have custody of the child instead of you.
Well, that's a whole custody battle.
Exactly.
That's completely different.
Well, no, it's not completely different because if you want to avoid paying child support, then theoretically speaking, you should contest for the custody of your child. So that way you don't have to worry about child support.
That makes sense.
Well, yeah, but we were just talking about child
And
support.
50,000 in a country of like 230 million, almost, how many people in the United States?
330 million.
No, sorry, 330 million people. 50,000 is actually, as a percentage wise of men, it's almost nothing.
But it could
it's not good, but
it could be
it's
at
not
any
much.
given time, but perhaps over the course of a year, maybe it's 10x that.
Oh,
Maybe it's 500,000 in a year. We're putting 500,000, I don't know if it's 10x, but if we are putting 500,000 men a year in prison for non-payment of child support, perhaps they can't pay. Perhaps they can't meet the burden. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I think it's cruel to do it.
Exactly.
But I'm saying there's not, like, do you think financially single moms are better off or worse off than like their female counterparts that are like in a relationship with somebody?
Are single moms better off?
then single dads.
No, I'm talking about like
Wait,
compared
just
to
for the
women
interest
that
of time, I know I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just saying. Maybe here's my position.
I just don't think, if you ask a lot of single moms, ask them, is it easy to get access to your child support from the father of your child? A lot of them will say no, it's not very easy. And if they don't, it's like, oh, well, he could go to jail or whatever. It's like, that ain't happened to my baby daddy.
Sure. Look, I just think I think what would be fair in the states where abortion is legal, I think men ought to have legal paternal surrender where they can opt out of child support.
I agree.
I agree. I think that's better.
I think, and actually, you know what I think? It would actually convince a lot of people to the pro-choice side if this was like the platform, if this was the pro-choice platform. Hey, if you vote yes for abortion, you men, you can opt out of child support. That's fair, right? I think it's only fair. Okay, moving on.